what does that mean for Duke and Jon Scheyer? Okay. This is his third year coaching, and he has done a tremendous job. Okay. So these people calling for his job are ridiculous. Y'all need to relax. It was a bad loss, of course. It was in the Final Four. Everybody's emotions are running high. Now that we've had time to calm down, it's Wednesday. Understand this. His 3 years at Duke, he's won 2 ACC tournament championships, a regular season championship. He's been to 2 Elite Eights and a Final Four. He has over 85 wins as a coach. Relax, okay? He's still one of the best young coaches in basketball. And if you look at the numbers, he's probably having arguably the best 3-year run of any coach to start their career in history, all right? He is the right guy for the job, okay? Coach K went to a Final Four in his last season in 22. 3 years later, we're back in the Final Four, okay? Every other program would kill for that to happen if they hired a new coach. So chill out. Now, there are some glaring weaknesses in Jon Scheyer's coaching, and I don't think a lot of people are talking about it. Everybody's just hung up on him choking in this Final Four, but there is a pattern here that needs to get fixed, okay? My coaches used to always tell me, if a game was within 5 points, whether we're up 5 or down 5 and we lose, it's on me. It's on the coaches. If it's 6 or more, it's on the players. But if it's within 5, it's on the coach. In those games, in the last 3 years since Jon Scheyer took over, the Duke Blue Devils are 10-13 in close games. All right? That's a pretty good sample size. And that tells me that he is not good in close games. Okay, you are 10-13, right? Including Saturday's Final Four. So that's the glaring weakness I see in his coaching. His players love him. He can recruit the hell out of people. He's got the number 1 or number 2 recruiting class every year since he started coaching. He will have it again, right? So that's not an issue. Check that box. The players love playing for him. Check that box. He wins a ton of games every year. Check that box. They're the best team in the ACC by far. Check that box. They get to the tournament, and they go deep in the tournament. Elite Eights, Final Fours. Check box. The one glaring weakness, though, is close games. They can't figure it out, and the players are going to react how the coaches react. In that Final Four game, he looked nervous. He looked stunned. He looked confused, and that's a reflection on what was on the court. The players looked confused. They looked nervous. Sion James couldn't inbound the ball. It's like they didn't have anything drawn up. Situational basketball is what separates national champions and people that go home. Look at the national championship game, right? Florida had to come back 3 times in this tournament, right? They had to come back against Texas Tech. They were down 10 of Texas Tech. They were down at halftime against Auburn. They were down against Houston double digits, and they worked their way back into the game. They didn't have a problem inbounding the ball. Is it the veterans? Can't say that. Sion James is a grad student, right? Tyrese Proctor is a junior, right? So you have veteran guard play, but the coaching, it looks like Florida side, Todd Golden was relaxed. He was confident in his players. They knew what to draw up, and they executed. On the Duke side, Jon Scheyer just shows his youth in close games. The 10-13 record speaks for itself. So, what does that mean for Jon Scheyer moving forward? It doesn't mean he's a bad coach. He's young, all right? And it's levels to this. So, Elite Eight, Final Four, they went to the Elite Eight last year, Final Four this year. It's a natural progression. If they get to a national title next year, if they win a national title the year after that, people will totally forget about this choke job. It did happen, right? But even back in 1980, Coach K was hired to be a Duke coach. In 83, fans were calling for his job. They said he is not the right guy. Can you imagine if Coach K was fired from Duke back then, right? He ended up being, when he retired, the all-time winningest coach in basketball. So 5 national championships later, 13 Final Fours. The list goes on and on and on, right? But they wanted his job in 83, and he turned it around. In 86, they went to a national championship. They lose to Louisville. By 91, they're national champs, right? After going to 4 straight Final Fours with Christian Laettner. 89, 90, 91, 92. They go back-to-back, win national championships. Took them 11 years to win a title, right? We got to have some patience. I know we're in this TikTok, Instagram era where we want things now. We want to scroll and see national titles. It doesn't work that way, okay? For what he has started, this is a great start. Yes, they choked in the Final Four, but it's year 3. He would be the youngest coach to win a national title if he wins next year. Even if he wins the year after that, he'd still be the youngest coach to ever win a national title, right? He's 2 years younger than Todd Golden. So let's pump the brakes on this. He don't deserve the job because he made it to a Final Four and lost, okay? Duke will be fine, okay? He just needs to learn. He has to identify this glaring weakness in his coaching. When it comes to these close games, he's not good. Okay? We're not sugarcoating it. Once he figures that out, though, I think Duke goes to another level. So he's still got time. If he continues to make it to Elite Eights and Final Fours, I think he'll be in good shape. He's got to get over the hump. Okay? We got coaches that have been coaching for 30 years that have won national championship, right? We just saw a coach lose in a national championship, and he's 69 years old and has not won one. So for this coach to have a great start this early, I think he's okay. But that's what's next for Jon Scheyer. You got to continue to build. You got to figure out how to win these close games. Even in your conference, if y'all go back and look at their record, they lost to Wake Forest. They struggle with Clemson all the time. I don't understand why. Obviously, they're going to struggle with Carolina. That's a rivalry game. But yeah, they've been – it's just when it comes to these close games, 10-13 record, which was glaring to me. I had to look that up, and it was crazy. But that's the weakness I see. So what's next for Jon Scheyer is figuring out what to do, situational basketball, so you can win championships. And I think Duke will be okay. Y'all let me know what y'all think. What is next for Duke, Jon Scheyer? What improvements can be made, or are they okay? They just, fell short to a better team. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Always in the comments, I will reach out and interact. That's the greatest thing about the X-Factor Sportz Podcast. When the fans comment, I reach back out to y'all, okay?